And Natalie, we have some indications now of why the effort by authorities, including a SWAT team at the Westin Copley Hotel in Boston, may have wound up inconclusively. We have indications out of Rhode Island that authorities have stopped an Amtrak train near Providence. Broadcast reports are telling us there may be a suspect or suspects on board who eluded authorities in that Boston part of the investigation. The streets near the train station now, we're told, have been cordoned off. The terminal was evacuated about 2 p.m. That's less than an hour ago. It's not immediately known where the train was headed, and there's no official confirmation on why the train was stopped, but we are getting a hint there of why the SWAT team operation at the Westin Copley Hotel less than a couple of hours ago ended up inconclusively. They may have been looking for someone there who eluded them. Perhaps now we know more about the investigation, which seems to be proceeding rapidly because of a number of clues. And we have Susan Candiati down in Florida, where some people have been taken into custody, not as suspects necessarily, but Susan, maybe you can tell us exactly what's happening down there.
Good afternoon, Lou. Let me fill you in. We do know this, that the FBI is concentrating certainly a key part of its investigation in at least 4 different areas of Florida. They are Vero Beach, Florida, where we are reporting to you from, Venice, Florida, on Florida's west coast, several locations in Broward County, Florida, to the south, as well as Daytona Beach, Florida. Now, reporting to you, giving you a live look at what's happening now on a very quiet residential street in Vero Beach, Florida, we can tell you that about 2.5 hours ago, the FBI took in for questioning a man identified by a law enforcement source as an acquaintance of a man who rented one of 2 homes located side by side, homes that have been searched here on this street by the FBI since about 5:30 this morning. We counted at one point at least a dozen FBI agents here. We also saw someone here from the ATF and someone dressed in protective garments. Again, these 2 homes are located side by side. They were being rented, according to neighbors, by 2 men who identified themselves as being commercial pilots from Saudi Arabia. One neighbor tells us that one of the men was believed to be attending a school called Piper Flight Training School, one once attended by JFK Jr. Also, a neighbor tells us that one of the 2 homes was being rented by a family, a man, a woman, and at least 3 children who moved out over the weekend. The man who rented the house to them tells me that they always paid their rent on time. He never had any trouble with these people, and he feels very badly about the whole thing. We do know that at least one man was still living at one of the homes located next door. The FBI showed up at 5:30 this morning, pounding on doors, telling people they had to evacuate because of a possible bomb. Apparently none was found. Here's what one of the neighbors had to say about the neighbor next door.
My son played with their kids down the road, but I never met the parents. They were, stayed inside pretty much. Or I waved to them. They were very friendly. They waved, every time they passed by or whatnot.
So this is a couple?
It was a family, yes.
Family with how many children?
4, I believe.
Lou, we've run out of time, but when you come back to us, we will tell you about additional information of searches going on in other parts of Florida. Back to you.
All right, Susan Candiati in Vero Beach.